Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Boss Yang owes 70 million yuan and I refuse to divorce. Married for 2 years, Big Honey owes a huge debt. A divorce agreement was placed on the table, and their beautiful marriage was about to end. However, at this moment, Feng tore up the divorce agreement in person and chose to share the hardships with Mi Mi.Entering the entertainment industry. He showcased his skills and filmed many famous works. He has created film and television works such as Wandering Earth, I Am Not the God of Medicine, 3 Lives, 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, Langya Bang, and Fury. He was also awarded the title of the strongest director and was admired by countless celebrities in the industry. The Mimi. He is the love of my life. Reba. After being dug up by him, I soared to the sky and became a shining new star. Jingyi. He is the most important mentor in my life, and my success cannot be separated from him. Bai Lu said, if given the opportunity, I want to be his next wife. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Let's get divorced, kneeling for flower tickets. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Mr. Zhao, can't we just tolerate a few months? How many months of tolerance do you have in mind? I will definitely repay you the 300 million from the gambling agreement. You're already in debt of 70 million, what are you using to repay me? I can host more movies, TV dramas, reality shows, and variety shows. As long as my fame is still there, I can make money. You have a bad reputation now and have been exposed for getting married. Who dares to take you? Many celebrities can get married and make movies and TV dramas, why can't I? Because you are a traffic star, do you understand? Give you 3 days, if you don't pay back, see you in court. As soon as the phone hung up, a loud bang echoed through the despairing and terrifying study. Bang bang. The glass containing brandy was heavily smashed to the ground and shattered to pieces. Big Honey, who borrows wine to drown her sorrows, tears rain down like rain, and her whole body is in despair. In the past 2 years, Jia Media, which she founded, has invested in several movies and TV dramas, and none of them have been profitable. Especially the recently released Dragon Country Table Tennis. Playback, it's a shame that even mom can't recognize it. I originally wanted to salvage some of the situation by leveraging the influence of table tennis and Deng Chao, the actor. Little did they know she has never tasted this kind of taste before. It has always been smooth sailing. At the beginning of the company's establishment, she believed that with her abilities, network, and resources, she could make a name for herself in the entertainment industry. The result is still too arrogant. In fact, she has the ability to make a comeback, but getting married has had a huge impact on her career. As a traffic star, during the peak of her career, countless male fans cannot accept the fact that she is married. Some female fans who are obsessed with her may not be able to accept it. However, if you don't regret the hidden marriage after asking her, she will never regret it. Because her life was saved by Feng. Without Feng, there wouldn't be her today. Outside the study, there was a handsome man who was 8 feet tall, with a tall figure and a clear and handsome face. His heart was cut like a knife. In the past 2 years of marrying Damami, his life has undergone earth-shattering changes. Not only does it sound like singing every night, but it also provides worry-free food and clothing. You can do whatever you want without worrying about tomorrow. And no matter what demands he makes, Big Honey will try her best to meet him. He has already regarded Big Honey as his true wife, not a wealthy woman's ATM. However, at the lowest point of Mimi's career, he was powerless. Can I only rely on women? I'm not willing. Clearing up his low mood, he pushed the door in with a click. No matter what happens, as a husband, he should take responsibility and face risks together with Big Honey. You're here. Mimi restrained her irritable temper when she collapsed, wiped away tears from her cheeks, calmed down her bad mood, and faced Yi Feng with utmost elegance. Yi Feng came behind de Mimi's seat and extended his strong hands, tightly wrapping around her plump figure. "Honey, if there's anything we can do together, don't carry it alone," he said. "Undertake. How can Yi Feng, who has no network resources, no family background, and no exceptional abilities, help her? The whole thing is her own fault. She doesn't want to implicate Yi Feng." De Mimi said with difficulty, "Yi Feng. Let's divorce." The heavy 7 words hit Yi Feng's heart like a hammer, and he almost couldn't catch his breath. "Why? Why do we have to carry it alone? Aren't we husband and wife? Am I not your husband?" After a series of questioning, de Mimi, who endured the pain, collapsed again and burst into tears. If there were any other methods, she would never come up with such a bad idea. "Because no one loves Yi Feng more than she does. Because I don't want to implicate you. This foolish woman still cares about him to this day." Yi Feng, who has experienced multiple relationships, no longer believes in love. However, in Damami, he regained the true love he once longed for. "What should we do with a total debt of over 300 million at a loss?" There was a sudden sharp pain in the head. Then, a memory from a past life quickly surged in. In an instant, he understood his past and present life. After the memory was restored, a clear sound came to my mind. "Ding, the big entertainment system has been successfully activated. The host currently has 2 options, choose to divorce Big Honey and receive a reward of 370 million yuan. Choose not to divorce and reward 3 golden songs. Cultivate love, time boils rain, and dignity.Da. 370 million is exactly the total debt of Damami. Choosing to divorce is equivalent to bidding farewell to this beautiful love. If you don't choose divorce, the villa I currently live in is worth 50 million yuan. 50 million can be delayed for a period of time. After, cultivate love, time boils rain, and decent become popular, their potential value can be used to exchange for debt time. Time is the most important thing. Having a system, he will definitely be able to turn things around. I choose not to divorce." Congratulations to the host for obtaining ownership of the 3 golden songs, Cultivating Love, Boiling Rain in Time, and Respectful. Due to the host's steadfast commitment to love and earth-shattering emotions, the system has decided to reward the host with an additional, heavenly voice. No matter what the host sings, it will be 10,000 times more beautiful. A trap. It is indeed a trap. Fortunately, I didn't choose to divorce, otherwise I would have missed the voice of the sound of heaven. "Honey, do you believe me?" De Mimi frowned. "Don't Yi Feng give up? Does he really have the ability to help me share this debt? Do you want to help me pay off this debt?" Yi Feng confidently said, "Yes." De Mimi was full of doubts and said, "As an ordinary person, how can you help me pay off over 300 million yuan in debt?" Yi Feng said straightforwardly, "I have written 3 songs, and these 3 songs can sell well." De Mimi was slightly surprised and said, "You wrote 3 songs? Isn't Chinese your nemesis? Aren't you having incomplete 5 tones?" Yi Feng said candidly, "That's all a lie to you. I sing like a thief." De Mimi was half convinced and half doubted. "Then you can sing a few lines to listen. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. I can make money, kneeling for flower tickets. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Cough. After clearing his throat, Yi Feng immediately sang the chorus of Cultivating Love. The joys and sorrows of cultivating love are not easy for us. Happiness is tempered into tears, it is a kind of bravery. Fantasy from a few years ago, forgiveness from a few years later, to heal a wound on one face. Don't talk about missing me, I can't stand it. Demini's beautiful eyes were wide open, her mouth was wide open, and her face was full of disbelief. This still Yi Feng she knows. Is this sound too pleasant to hear? Like a heavenly melody. Oh my goodness. Husband, did you really sing it? You wouldn't have installed a small speaker on your body, would you? Demini searched Yi Feng's whole body up and down in an attempt to find his cheating tool. Yi Feng tightly hugged her small waist, embraced her soft body, and whispered, "No cheating, I sang it." Demini's heart was initially filled with sweetness, and then a wave of admiration couldn't help but emerge. Why are you so powerful? Yi Feng raised his thin lips and joked, when has your man stopped being powerful? Demini always thought that Yi Feng was the most confident when showcasing his masculine charm. I didn't expect to be so confident in singing. After 3 days of farewell, I am impressed. Did you write that song just now? The song that Yi Feng just sang is very unfamiliar. She, known as the Golden Melody Library in Mandarin, has never heard of it. Yi Feng admitted, yes, the song is called Cultivating Love. Cultivating Love. A name that sounds good. Is it about our love? Yi Feng. There is some emotion inside. Demini's eyebrows lit up with joy. The people closest to her say that she has raised a little white face, which is not worth it at all. At this moment, she just wanted to say, it's worth it. This may be the most correct decision she has ever made in her life. She win thoroughly. My husband is amazing. Love you. Love you. Love you. Demini kept kissing Yi Feng's handsome cheeks, unable to conceal the joy in her heart. Yi Feng hugged her with satisfaction and said, do you believe me now? Big Honey nodded like a little chicken and said, believe it. After a moment of reflection, I was a bit uncertain. But no matter how popular the 3 songs are, I can't make so much money in a short period of time. Yi Feng spoke out his plan like a book. Our villa is worth 50 million yuan. If the creditor comes to urge the debt, we will sell the house first to pay off a portion of the debt. After the 3 songs become popular across the internet, visionary bosses will see the future value of these 3 songs. Demini remained worried and said, but procrastination is not a solution. We have to calculate the interest. After 3 songs have no value, what should we do? Since I can create 3 popular songs across the internet, I can create more popular songs. A visionary boss will see the talent in me, rather than the immediate gains and losses, Yi Feng said with sharp insight. What if those bosses are all short-sighted people? Asked Demini. Yi Feng calmly responded, that doesn't matter, because I can make money through other means. Demini was curious and said, for example. Yi Feng blurted out, for example, creating scripts, making movies and TV dramas. Demini was stunned and said, do you still know how to write scripts? Do you still know how to make movies and TV dramas? Yi Feng nodded and said, yes. Demini's eyebrows furrowed and she couldn't help but wonder, so why didn't you help me before? Her Jiashi Media specializes in film and television creation. As her husband, Yi Feng surprisingly refused to save her from death. Yi Feng expressed his innocence. I don't even know what you're doing, I have no idea about setting up a company. I always thought you were busy filming and attending variety shows, and then I kept playing at home, playing every day. This was the promise you made me back then. She really doesn't let Yi Feng know about work matters. The entertainment industry is too chaotic, and she doesn't want Yi Feng to be troubled by these things. She just wants to raise Yi Feng and let him live a carefree life. Of course, she also has selfishness, that is, Yi Feng is too handsome. If you mix with her in the entertainment industry, she is certain that Yi Feng will cheat. Demini said, are all of what you're saying really your abilities? Yi Feng firmly said, if you don't believe me, I can create a script for you now. Rap and sing beautiful songs. Demini believes that Yi Feng has this ability. Now that the mountains and rivers are exhausted, she can only rely on this person she has never considered before. What are our first steps? Yi Feng. Find an intermediary company to evaluate the house. As the saying goes, money can make ghosts grind. The first step is to ensure that you have working capital on hand. Mi Mi believed that this step was correct and immediately called the agent to handle the matter. When I answered the phone, the agent's first sentence was quite polite. "Hello, Miss Honey, what's up?" Mi Mi came straight to the point and said, "Contact a real estate agency and have them send someone over to evaluate my house." The agent said tactfully, "Miss, I'm sorry, I have already resigned. You should find someone else instead." Upon hearing this, Mi Mi was furious and said, "Did you resign? Did you actually resign at the lowest point of my career? Did you behave like this?" At first, this agent was just an intern at a brokerage company. If it weren't for her choosing her, this agent might still be struggling at the bottom or forced to switch careers. In recent years, she has had a clear conscience and has been very good to this agent. Share everything good with it. The consecutive salaries are at the top level in the industry. She didn't know what dissatisfaction this agent had, she had no gratitude at all. As the closest agent to Damami, others may not be aware of Damami's gambling agreement, but she is very clear about it. And she fully understands the current situation of Damami. The people in the circle who can lend her money have all borrowed. Mi Mi is at the end of her rope and cannot fill this debt hole. Instead of spending time with Big Honey, it's better to find a way out early. "Honey, I also have to support my family. I have a monthly mortgage of over 10,000 yuan, and every day when I open my eyes, I have to pay over 500 yuan, so I'm really sorry." He is really a person with a short vision. Mi Mi was too lazy to talk to her anymore and hung up the phone directly. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Recording songs in the studio, shocking 4 people with skills. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Yi Feng came over and rubbed her temples, comforting her, "It's just a small matter, don't worry about it. I'll make her beg to come find you." Mi Mi's heart warmed, and after a moment of thought, she didn't want to disgust herself anymore. "I don't want to see that ungrateful guy again," she said. Yi Feng. "Okay, then I'll contact the intermediary company." Mi Mi apologized and said, "Could you please?" Yi Feng patted her shoulder and said, "What's the courtesy between husband and wife?" Although it was an unintentional sentence, it was enough to break Big Honey's defense. Tears welled up in my eyes, unable to stop flowing down. She stood up, left the seat, and hugged Yi Feng tightly. "Yi Feng, thank you. Thank you for not leaving me when I was most down, sad, and desperate." As Yi Feng stroked her hair, he comforted her gently and said, "You have spoiled me into flesh, how could I abandon you?" The gentle language warmed her wounded soul like an angel, and Big Honey cried even harder, crying like rain. "I always thought I couldn't find happiness, but now I'm finally convinced I've found it." "Silly girl." Yi Feng hummed softly in her ear. Mi Mi raised her head, closed her eyes, and pressed her 2 warm lips against it. Yi Feng was taken aback for a moment, then slowly adapted. After a passionate kiss, Yi Feng took out his phone and called. Before making the phone call, he warned, "Throw away the sleeping pills on the desk and don't let them go." Mi Mi was stunned, not expecting Yi Feng to be so careful. Her sleeping pills are hidden in a very inconspicuous corner. You need to move some items to discover. People who don't care about her won't even pay attention to these places. It can be seen from this how much Yi Feng loves her. I originally planned to sign a divorce agreement with Yi Feng and then take sleeping pills to commit suicide. Now it seems that it is no longer necessary. She picked up sleeping pills, took out the divorce agreement from the drawer, and threw it all into the trash can. After phone contact, the real estate agent quickly arrived at the villa community. Due to the good location and good maintenance, a value evaluation was given shortly. As estimated by Feng, it can be listed for around 50 million yuan. He negotiated throughout the entire process. As a public figure at the forefront of the controversy, Mi Mi is well protected by him. Complete the first task and move on to the second task. The second thing is to go to the recording studio to record songs. In the imperial capital, recording a song costs about 1,000 yuan. He has saved up some money over the years, which is enough to cope with it. Wait for me at home, I'll go and go back. Mi Mi was as delicate as a little daughter. In.Law, obedient and obedient. I'll cook and wait for you to come back. Feng looked surprised and said, can you still cook? He has always been cooking or eating takeout. Mi Mi has never been in the kitchen before. Mi Mi smiled and said, pan-fried steak, it's still possible to make a simple Western meal. There really isn't much technical content. Feng stopped asking, okay, then I'll wait for your good craftsmanship. Slow down. With a splash on Feng's face, Mi Mi stood at the doorstep, watching as Feng left. Driving the Panamera that Big Honey bought him, Feng headed straight to the famous Tianjue recording studio in the imperial capital. The handover process went smoothly. After his turn, led by the staff, he stepped step by step into the recording studio. The score and lyrics were handed over to the recording engineer. Taking over the score and lyrics, I thought it was 3 cover songs, but I didn't expect it to be 3 original songs. The recording engineer, who has always been careless, couldn't help but take it seriously. After looking at the customers in the recording studio and then at the sheet music and lyrics in their hands, it's hard to imagine that these 3 high-level songs were written by a little white-faced person. In their impression, a young person can never create 3 popular songs that are highly likely to become popular across the internet on their own. Teacher Zhang, what do you think? A young recording engineer asked curiously. Zhang Qianbai. If the singing voice is beautiful and the singing skills are proficient, this child will surely become popular in the future. How about we sign him? Zhang Qianbai said, it's really possible to win over. Let's record the song first and see how he performs. Zhang Qianbai. Okay. After putting on headphones, adjusting equipment, preparing accompaniment and lyrics, they made an okay gesture outside the window, indicating that Feng in the recording studio could sing now. After clearing his throat, Feng passionately sang, cultivating love. Why be disappointed? Hide your tears in your heart. As soon as Feng spoke, the 2 senior recording engineers were covered in goosebumps. This was completely beyond their expectations. They thought Feng was an amateur player, just recording a few songs for fun, but little did they know that his tone was superb and his singing skills were also perfect. The young recording engineer suppressed his shock and asked, Teacher Zhang, do you remember him? Is he a singer? Zhang Qianbai, who had extensive knowledge and connections, shook his head and responded with a serious smile, I don't know you, I haven't seen you before. The young recording engineer asked, can he be a new singer or an online singer? Zhang Qianbai gave his own opinion. It's definitely not a new singer, but it's possible for online singers. However, online singers usually have professional recording equipment, and it's a bit unreasonable for them to come here to record songs. The young recording engineer stuttered and said, is he really a beginner? Zhang Qianbai stroked his chin and pondered for a moment before saying, it's very likely that he's a student from a music college. The young recording engineer could no longer conceal his excitement and said, I'm going. I'm so handsome, my singing is so beautiful, and my skills are just right. I'm sure it will go viral. Zhang Qianbai's eyes lit up and he nodded approvingly, he really has great potential. If Tianjue Music takes him, he will achieve both fame and fortune in the next 5 years. The young recording engineer was overjoyed and said, then let's record the song well, and then we'll go through the motions and take it down. Zhang Qianbai. Okay. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Refusing to sign a contract and following your own path. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Yi Feng has always been immersed in his own singing, unable to extricate himself. It wasn't until he finished recording 3 songs that he slowly opened his eyes and calmed his emotions. Outside the window, 2 recording engineers made an "okay" gesture to indicate that the recording was ready. Yi Feng felt a slight surprise in his heart. I didn't expect to pass the first recording. This feels very satisfying. Turning on the microphone, he spoke up and asked, "Teacher, can you play it and listen?" Zhang Qianbai immediately played 3 recorded songs to Yi Feng. Yi Feng closed his eyes and savored it quietly in the recording studio. The lyrics kept ringing in my ears. The notes kept jumping in my heart. Overall, full marks. Even better than the original singing of Parallel Worlds. Taking off his headphones, he left the recording studio and had 2 teachers copy 3 songs onto his USB drive. The 2 recording engineers performed extremely slowly. Zhang Qianbai reached out his powerful and experienced hand, patted his shoulder, and said with great interest, "Oh my, young man, do you want to be hot? I can make you a superstar. The young recording engineer is also tempting, join us and make sure you earn a lot." Ha! I originally wanted to win him over. Yi Feng is well aware of his future potential. With such a singing voice, it's hard not to become popular. Signing up for a record company not only peels off a layer of income, but also involves high-intensity work. Even if he's beaten to death, he won't do it. I appreciate your kindness, both of you. I have no intention of joining any company for development. Zhang Qianbai furrowed his brows, feeling a bit difficult to handle. Don't you really think about it? Our Tianyu Music is one of the top 10 record companies in Langya, renowned for incubating many famous singers under its umbrella. Yi Feng candidly said, "Before coming, I already knew the strength of Tianyu Music. For me, what I want is personal freedom and maximum benefits, rather than being exploited by capital again." "But without capital, it's difficult for you to get up," said Zhang Qianbai, taking a step back as a way forward. Yi Feng calmly retorted. Now is not the past. In the internet age, as long as there are enough fans, they can still get up. This kid is really smart. Surprisingly, they don't eat this kind of thing. Zhang Qianbai felt as if he had lost 5 million yuan, feeling extremely heartbroken. Don't you really think about it? I guarantee you will earn over 1 billion yuan annually. Yi Feng looked at the azure sky outside the window and smiled, saying, "What I am pursuing is the vast sea of stars, not just a mere income of over 100 million yuan. This is a young person with dreams, aspirations, and lofty aspirations, which is difficult to attract. You can only give him freedom, otherwise both parties will be hurt, or only you will be injured." "Okay, I wish you success," Zhang Qianbai said in a moment of melancholy. "Teacher Zhang." The young recording engineer next to him still wants to fight for it. But it was interrupted by Zhang Qianbai. "Can you hold on to a golden phoenix with lofty aspirations?" The young recording engineer was speechless. Forcing someone to bear legal responsibility. In the era of the rule of law and the internet, it is difficult to intimidate creators with means and resources, as in the past. Quickly copying the 3 songs onto Yi Feng's USB drive, Zhang Qianbai expressed heartfelt blessings, wishing you overnight fame and realizing your ideals and aspirations. Yi Feng politely responded, "Thank you." Then he took the USB drive and strode away. Looking at Yi Feng's distant figure, Zhang Qianbai's heart still felt a faint pain. This is a profit cake. By making good use of it, one can achieve both fame and fortune and gain a place in the music industry. Seeing Zhang Qianbai unable to let go for a long time, the young recording engineer offered a cunning plan. "Teacher Zhang, why don't we release these 3 songs first?" Zhang Qianbai slapped him on the forehead and scolded, "You're not good at it." He sang the 3 songs. "When we investigate, we have no chance of winning." The young recording engineer covered his painful forehead with a face full of grievances and said, "We can have the company's singer come and re-record it." Zhang Qianbai sternly said, "If you say you're stupid, don't you believe it? Don't you know there's surveillance? Even if the surveillance and computer records are erased, they still have backups and initial drafts. If we really sue in court, our chances of winning are 0. The young recording engineer completely shut up and dared not have this idea again. Driving back home, Feng immediately uploaded 3 songs to major music platforms, waiting for them to become popular. Mi, who had already prepared her meal, entered the room and came behind him, curious, and asked, "How did the recording go? Does it sound good?" Feng was full of confidence and said, "There should be no problem with the popularity of the entire network." "So confident. Mi wants to know the result. Show it to me." Feng turned on the music and played lossless music for Mi to listen to. "Put on your headphones and listen carefully, Big Honey. The first song, Cultivating Love, is as pleasant and emotional as what Feng sang before departure. The second song, Time Boils Rain, sings a sense of loss and low mood. The third song, Decent, touched a tear, revealing a heart-wrenching scene of a breakup. Husband, did you really sing it? Listen carefully. She can't believe it." Whether it was a sad love song or a breakup love song, Feng held it in place and sang the emotions he wanted to express in the lyrics. Feng was curious and said, "How beautiful does it sound?" Mi pointed to the tear marks on her cheek and said, "I'm crying." "Fool." Feng touched her little head and spoiled her. Mi took off her earphones and threw herself into Feng's arms, complaining, "You sing so beautifully, why didn't you tell me earlier? Tell me earlier, and you will become a superstar." As Feng stroked the soft hair on Mi's back, he said, "With you taking care of it, what kind of superstar would you be?" Mi. "Don't you want to be famous?" Feng said, "Being famous is just for money. Since I have plenty of food and clothing, why should I become famous?" Mi hugged even tighter. "I never thought that Feng would get tired of being with her instead of fame and fortune. You are gold, you should not be buried." Feng felt his body was very soft, so soft that it was almost melting. "Honey, let's have a baby." Mi was taken aback for a moment, not understanding what Feng meant. "Ah. Having a baby." Feng's body warmed up and his face was full of malice. "That's right." Mi blinked her big eyes, her eyes full of confusion as she said, "How did it happen? For example?" Feng picked up her head and kissed it, kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Shock from Teacher Lu. Kneeling for flowers. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Fight overnight. The next day, Feng took his phone from the table by the bed and checked the results of uploading 3 songs overnight. Crying Dog Music, Penguin Music, NetEase Cloud Music, Crying Me Music and other music platforms all have good playback and purchase volumes. But it's not as popular as imagined. It may take some time to ferment. No music platform can waste resources on original songs that are not represented by this platform. And since the recommendation volume is not large, there are naturally fewer people who can see it. In terms of Douyin, the popularity is relatively low, and the 3 songs have not spread widely. There are quite a few covers by K. Brother, but they still haven't become popular. Based on data from various platforms, it takes at least a week for the 3 songs to become popular across the internet. This is the result of the lack of capital to operate. By relying solely on personal strength, one can only rely on time to increase visibility. However, gold always shines. The money that can be earned will definitely be earned. Feeling the person beside her moving, Mimi, who was lying on Yi Feng's body, slightly opened her eyes and looked at the situation. Seeing Yi Feng looking at his phone, he couldn't help but be curious and lazily asked. "What are you looking at?" Yi Feng was taken aback for a moment before responding, "Data from various music platforms." Mimi understood in seconds. What was the result? The incubation stage, sighed Yi Feng. Mimi suddenly widened her eyes and couldn't understand. Incubation stage. How could such a beautiful song not become popular overnight? Yi Feng explained slowly, how many people know that time is so short? It takes time to ferment before it can become popular. Mimi couldn't bear the agonizing process and said, "Why don't I help you? Trading fame for work traffic can achieve twice the result with half the effort." Yi Feng. You are currently in the limelight and have lost a lot of fans. How can you help me? Mimi. I can ask my friends in the circle to help you. Yi Feng. Are they still willing to help you? Mimi said, "It shouldn't be difficult to type a few words and say a few words on the scarf, right? And you are a powerful singer. After they listen, they will definitely want to help you from the bottom of their hearts." A week is indeed a bit long. Yi Feng felt that this method was not impossible. Okay. I'll send them a message now. Mimi moved her body to retrieve her phone. Yi Feng felt a chill in his chest and immediately hugged her, saying, "Don't leave." Mimi's face turned red and she said, "What are you doing?" Yi Feng said seriously, "Cold." Mimi rose shyly, "Are you so weak?" Yi Feng cooperated with the performance and said, "I have no choice but to overwork and feel a bit empty." Mimi said, "I didn't even complain. You took advantage of it here and still behaved well." Yi Feng chuckled and said, "Hee, you're just trying to take advantage of it and still act good." After lingering for a while, Mimi tapped her phone keyboard and sent a threatening message to Lu Shishir, Tang Yan, Hu Gu, Huang Xiaoming, Hua Jianhua, Wang Luodan, Yuan Hong, Feng Xiaofeng, and Deng Chao. At present, only a few of them are relatively popular. With their fan base, their husband's 3 original songs can quickly become popular across the internet. I received Yang Mi's authority early in the morning, and none of my friends were not afraid. Everyone knows that Yang Mi is in big debt and her reputation has been affected, making it difficult for her to turn over. The money they lent out is highly likely not to be collected. After so many years of friendship, this little money is gone, and they have also accepted it. I hope Yang Mi will not disturb them anymore. But a few days later, Yang Mi sent another WeChat message. What should I do? After a secret discussion, they unanimously refused to respond. An hour passed, and there was no response to any of the messages sent. Mimi was both angry and devastated. These guys usually treat you as friends and ignore you in critical moments. Yi Feng looked at the time and said, "They might be sleeping." Being a popular celebrity is usually very difficult. Their daily routine is mostly reversed from that of ordinary people. Mimi said, "Others may not know, but it's impossible for Lu Shishir and Tang Yan." Yi Feng was curious and asked, "Why?" Mimi said, "Because whether they are filming or not, they need to be informed of the latest news on their phones as soon as possible." Yi Feng. Is this their lifestyle habit? Mimi said, "Their careers are in an upward phase, and the best time for female celebrities is only a few years, so during this period, they don't want to miss any job opportunities." Yi Fengmao said, "So, they're deliberately avoiding you." Mimi is very confident. 100%. Yi Feng sighed and said, "Let's rely on ourselves, it's just that it's been a bit too long. Mi Mi can't afford to lose face like this. And in her opinion, this is just a small matter. As long as friends in the circle understand clearly, they will definitely help. No, we must make them contribute. After speaking, take out your phone and make a direct call. The phone vibrated, and Lu Shishir, who was resting on the set, didn't want to answer the phone. In the end, his heart softened. After years of friendship, sisters love each other deeply. Even if Yang Mi is poor again, she can't turn a blind eye to her. Hello, Miss Mi, why are you calling me? Mi Mi's first sentence was to raise a question of guilt. Why don't you restore my authority? I was filming just now and didn't see it, said Lu Shishir with a grandiose excuse. Mi Mi directly exposed her hypocritical face and said, stop pretending, don't I know your current work status? They are all from the past, and it is indeed impossible to deceive Yang Mi. Teacher Lu opened his heart and asked, so what are you asking me for? Mi Mi was furious and said, you didn't even look at your reputation. Teacher Lu said truthfully, I dare not look. Big honey gas explodes. What a good sisters. Prevent her like a thief. She just borrowed a little money. I don't want to pursue it anymore, business matters. Mi Mi went straight to the topic. Do me a favor, help me promote 3 songs on Weibo. At the beginning, Lu Shishir's heart was pounding with nervousness. When he heard that it wasn't borrowing money, it suddenly cleared up. Promote 3 songs. What's the use of this? Mi Mi said without concealment, my future is either life or death, it depends on these 3 songs. Teacher Lu raised his eyebrows and asked curiously, what song is so valuable? Just listen and you'll know. Mi Mi posted the links to 3 original songs created by her husband. Click to listen, and Lu Shishir's face gradually changes. From initially caring, to gradually expressing surprise. Is this an original song? Isn't it so beautiful? It seems to be a male voice. Whose song? Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. The Road of Heaven and Earth. Kneeling for flowers and tickets. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Mi Mi didn't want to expose her husband's identity and said, don't worry, just help me promote it. Teacher Lu asked with concern, how much profit can you get? Mi Mi blurted out, all of them. Lu Shishir was shocked and lost his composure. All of them. The original author doesn't want these 3 songs anymore. Mi Mi didn't want to say much, don't ask so many questions, just help me promote it. Lu Shishir searched for the route and didn't stop until he reached his goal. Is it your mysterious husband? Has your husband finally stopped being a shrunken turtle? Mi Mi couldn't bear to listen anymore and said, who is cursing the shrinking turtle? Has he ever abandoned me? This move is indeed effective in throwing bricks to attract jade. Teacher Lu was greatly surprised. It's really your husband singing. My turtle, is this too awesome? His singing is like a heavenly melody. Even the superstars and kings don't sing as well as him. Mi Mi denied, I never said it was my husband singing. Teacher Lu firmly insisted, don't pretend, your lies won't deceive me. This best friend is also amazing. If you don't admit the things you have determined, she will never stop. This matter will eventually be known to everyone. There's nothing to hide. Just reveal it in your social circle. Mi Mi. So what if he sings it? Lu Shishir was hit and questioned repeatedly. He is so talented, why did you hide him? Are you afraid we might eat him? Mi Mi once said, you are all a group of hungry female celebrities who have been guarding themselves for many years. Who is not afraid? Master Lu said crazily. Are you doing this to sisters? Don't share any good things. Mi Mi retorted sternly, are you still talking about me? Why don't you reply to my authority? If you don't reply, it's okay, don't even look. Teacher Lu spoke confidently and said, I've figured it out. If I really ignore you, I won't answer your phone. That statement is quite accurate. Master Lu also took this sister's feeling into consideration. Mi Mi didn't want to talk anymore and said, stop talking nonsense and quickly help me promote the song. Teacher Lu had an idea in his mind. I can help you promote it, but I want to get to know your husband. Mi Mi was frightened and, like a hedgehog, raised thorns to defend herself, saying, are you really paying attention to hitting my husband? Lu Shishir denied and refuted with reason, I don't even know my best friend's husband. Do I still deserve to be your best friend? Mi Mi couldn't help but sneer, your reason sounds very grand. Master Lu said forcefully, in short, if you really treat me as a sister's, let me know your husband, or else you won't talk about it. What a good sisters. Mi Mi said, okay, you cow. Once I pay off the debt, I'll arrange a meeting, okay. Teacher Lu was satisfied and said, that's pretty much the same. Mi Mi advised, your individual strength is limited. Please help me contact Tang Yan, Hu Gu, Hua Jianhua and others. They may not believe what I say. It would be better if you speak up. Teacher Lu happily agreed, okay. Why is your best friend so interested in me, said Yi Feng, who was lying next to Mi Mi when she hung up the phone looking at this greedy appearance. Mi Mi asked coldly, do you want a new love? Yi Feng's desire to survive was full. I don't have it. Mi Mi said solemnly, I warn you not to have any ulterior motives towards them, otherwise we will divorce. Yi Feng comforted, don't worry, I will definitely not have any plans for them. Subtitle. If they have any ideas about me, there's nothing they can do. On the other hand, Lu Shishir immediately sent a message in a friendly S.Level group. She shared 3 original songs by Yang Mi's husband for everyone to listen to. Hu Gu, Tang Yan, Hua Jianhua, Huang Xiaoming, Feng Xiaofeng, Wang Luodan, Yuan Hong, Deng Chao and other celebrities all clicked on the preview together. If you don't listen or know, you'll be startled as soon as you hear it. The 3 original songs completely surprised them. Not only does it linger for 3 days, but the lingering sound never stops, still fluctuating, with countless twists and turns. Meets the pursuit of young people today. In the future, there will be fire. A popular song on the internet can bring in profits measured in billions. That is to say, these 3 original songs can bring in hundreds of millions of profits. How terrifying is the profit of hundreds of millions? They have been filming for so many years and may not have saved up so much money. Hu Gu suppressed his surprise and curiously asked, whose are these 3 songs? Tang Yan also wondered, why are we listening to these 3 songs? Teacher Lu retorted, do you know who the authors of these 3 original songs are? The group unanimously responded, I don't know. Lu Shishir typed out 5 words. Yang Mi's husband. Upon hearing this, all the popular stars in the group took a deep breath. It wasn't until Yang Mi's marriage was exposed that they found out she had a mysterious husband. This mysterious person has very little information and can hardly be found online. They have always been curious, but they dare not ask Yang Mi for embarrassment. Huang Xiaoming. Is it really fake? Wang Luodan. Is Yang Mi's husband's voice so pleasant? Feng Xiaofeng said, he has the potential to become a superstar in the future. Tang Yan. To be honest, I feel sour. Tong Xiaoli. It's so sour that it can't be any more sour. Teacher Lu. Yang Mi told me personally. These 3 songs were sent to me by her, and she asked me to share them with you in the group. Deng Chao understood the implied meaning. She wants to turn over with these 3 songs. Lu Shishir nodded and said, very likely. Yuan Hong was taken aback and said, sleeping in bed, I thought Yang Mi had no way out, but I didn't expect a new dawn. Hugo sighed with emotion and said, it feels like there is no such thing as an endless path in heaven. Hui Jianhua. I have a question. It takes several months, even years, for a popular song that is popular all over the internet to earn over 100 million yuan in revenue. And Yang Mi is currently unable to repay her debts, so it's difficult for her to survive, right? Tang Yan. Didn't she owe 70 million? It's easy to repay. Yuan Hong. She was exposed in big news, claiming to owe Shangdi Film 300 million yuan. Wang Luodan was startled and said, I'm going, really fake. Huang Xiaoming. The news is still hanging online. If you don't believe it, go check it out. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. The Best Singer, No One. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The unsuspecting celebrity searched online and it turned out to be so. Yang Mi currently owes a large debt. Without means to repay, she would be constantly urged to repay debts, threatened with various threats, until life was more difficult than death. Tong Xiaoli. How can we help Yang Mi? Deng Chao said, you're not borrowing money from us again, are you? Feng Xiaofeng said, although these 3 songs have great potential value, it is difficult to guarantee that his husband will also be able to create such excellent works in the future. Teacher Lu. Yang Mi didn't ask us to lend her money, she just asked us to help promote these 3 songs on her social media account. Hugo couldn't believe it. Is it that simple? Teacher Lu. It's just that simple. Hui Jianhua said, I'll go. Does she have the ability or something? She doesn't need us to borrow money from her anymore. Yuan Hong. Does she think her husband's every song can become popular all over the internet? Lu Shishir said, from her husband's singing voice, singing skills, arrangement level, and lyrics level, there should be no problem. After careful consideration, Wang Luodan felt that what Lu Shishir said made sense. Indeed, Yang Mi's husband's voice is so perfect, almost impeccable. Tang Yan agreed, I feel like a heavenly melody, even better than the singing of the Heavenly King superstar. Tong Xiaoli agreed, I've never heard such a beautiful voice before, it's really unique. Hugo. So should we make another choice? Huang Xiaoming. Let's take a gamble. Deng Chao said, Yang Mi's debt will not put her in prison. Even if her fame is not as high as before, as long as she lowers her value, she can still join the film crew. If her acting skills are recognized by the audience, she still has a chance to make a comeback and earn 300 million yuan, which is not difficult. Feng Xiaofeng. Her path has not been cut off, we cannot be too ruthless. Teacher Lu. Let's promote these 3 songs together on social media accounts. After reaching a consensus, all the celebrities in the group immediately promoted these 3 original songs on social media. Hugo Weibo. 3 very nice songs, everyone come and listen to them quickly. If you like them, buy more. Tang Yan's Weibo. Breakup love song, decent, sad love song, cultivate love, regret love song, time boils rain, take it all away if you like it. Lu Shishir's Scarf. This is a unique singing voice, like the sound of heaven. If you hear it, you will definitely find treasure. Huang Xiaoming's Weibo. I can responsibly tell you that these 3 songs can rival the songs of superstars, believe me. Hui Jianhua's Weibo. I rarely speak, but every word I say comes from the bottom of my heart. You deserve to have, cultivating love, boiling rain in time, and respectful. The person who first browsed these Weibo posts is a loyal fan of various celebrities. They clicked on the link and after listening to these 3 songs, they agreed with Edo's statement. Then some go to purchase these 3 songs, some promote these 3 songs, and some are working on related topics. In this way, 1 spread 10, 10 spread 100, and 100 spread 1,000. Cultivating Love, Boiling Rain in Time, and Decent quickly became popular online, causing huge discussions. Husband. Husband. You're on fire, your 3 songs are on fire. Feng, who was using the restroom, was startled and said, "Can you stop being startled?" Outside the bathroom, Big Honey was extremely excited and said, "I can't control the excitement in my heart." Feng was curious and asked, "How is the data?" Mi Mi held her phone and answered seriously, "The cumulative views on various platforms have exceeded 100 million, and the purchase volume has exceeded 1 million. The data exceeded imagination, and Feng was overjoyed. "I'm going, is it really fake?" Mi Mi, absolutely true. A song costs 2 yuan. 3 songs cost 6 yuan. Breaking 1 million can bring at least 6 million in profits. It's only noon now. If it were tomorrow, wouldn't it be over 10 million yuan in income? Feng was overjoyed and said, "It seems that we have successfully taken the first step." Mi Mi couldn't wait to know her next plan. "Husband, what should we do next?" Feng. Negotiation. Negotiation. Mi Mi doesn't quite understand. Feng explained, "Didn't your creditors call you every day to urge you to repay your debts? Once the data for the 3 songs improves, we can negotiate with them. It makes sense. The revenue from 3 songs is their confidence. As long as creditors see the future, their crisis will be largely resolved." Mi Mi breathed a sigh of relief and said, "Husband, come out quickly. I've already cooked my meal. Isn't it another sirloin steak, pasta, or fruit salad?" Feng asked with some trepidation. Mi Mi shook her head and said, "No, it's not." Feng hesitated and said, "What is that?" Mi Mi exaggeratedly said, "The world's super unbeatable delicious food that saves the lives of countless overtime workers. Instant noodles." Feng fainted to death. Can Mi Mi's cooking skills improve a bit? It's either simple Western cuisine or instant noodles. In the future, learn more about the cooking of the Dragon Kingdom. As the wife of the Dragon Kingdom, you cannot lose your culinary culture. Mi Mi agreed very decisively, "Okay, I'll listen to my husband." After 3 songs became popular, Feng, a new singer, became well known to everyone. However, everyone only knows his name. As for other information, I am completely unaware. Being able to create such a beautiful song, shouldn't the family background be simple? I really want to know the detailed information of this mysterious singer. Hu Guo, Lu Shishir, Tang Yan, Hua Jianhua, Deng Chao, Huang Xiaoming, and other celebrities have all stood in line for him, so his background is definitely not small. Either it's the wealthy second generation, the star second generation, or the official second generation. The current social atmosphere is like this. The poor are difficult to stand out, while the rich are easy to rise to power. We lost at the starting line. But to be honest, even if Feng uses his connections, he is still worth it. Such a perfect singing voice is rare in the world. Anyway, when listening to the song, my soul was greatly shocked. Listening to the breakup love song, I was cried by him. Sing a regretful love song, and I was also cried by him. Listening to sad love songs, I cried and felt a faint pain in my heart. He is extremely unique. I'm sure this is the highest quality singer I've ever encountered in my life, none of them. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. Breaking millions of downloads, day by day striving for gold. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Tianyue Music Record Company. Zhang Qianbai knew these 3 songs would go viral. If only I had taken Yi Feng yesterday. Unfortunately, there is no if. Celebrities such as Hu Guo, Peng Yuyan, Wang Luodan, Yuan Hong, Deng Chao, and Lu Shishir were also intimidated by the data growth rate of the 3 songs, Cultivate Love, Boil Rain in Time, and Decent. Although they have made great contributions, being able to obtain this data in just a few hours indicates that Practice Love, Time Boils Rain, and Decent are already popular among the public. Hu Guo exclaimed, "This growth rate is something I couldn't even imagine before promoting it." Lu Shishir also sighed, "This is much beyond my expectations." Peng Yuyan said, "The purchase volume for a few hours is just that much. How much will it be in a day?" Deng Chao. "We made the right bet." Yuan Hong. Mi Mi will make a comeback, and this opportunity is given to her by her mysterious husband. Tang Yen. Her husband will become the next singer to become popular all over the country. At 2 p.m., the real estate agent called over. Due to the good location and reasonable price, we quickly found a buyer. The imperial capital is a place of every inch of gold and every inch of land. There are many wealthy people. As long as the location is good, the house is not worried about not being sold. "Husband, the house is going to be sold, what should we do?" After answering the phone, Mi Mi felt a bit at a loss. Yi Feng's reaction was lackluster. "This is a good thing." Mi Mi expressed her concern in her heart and said, "But without a house, we won't have a place to live." Yi Feng retorted, "Didn't you have money to sell your house? Are you afraid of not having a place to live if you have money?" Mi Mi said anxiously, "In case the creditor comes to collect the debt, this amount of money won't be enough to repay it." Yi Feng said, "Don't just give back all the money. Besides, I'm already a millionaire now, I can support you." Mi Mi couldn't believe it. "Are you willing to take care of me?" Yi Feng smiled knowingly and said, "I have been raised by you for the past 2 years, and now that you are in dire straits, what reason do I have to abandon you?" Mi Mi's eyes are red, her throat is sore and itchy, and a stream of heat rises from the bottom of her heart, reaching straight into her eyes. "You are the best man in the world. My choice is not wrong. Husband, I will always love you." She threw herself into Yi Feng's arms and burst into tears. These are warm tears. It is the spring of life after melting. Let the despair sandbar in her heart revive. After the buyer came to view the house, everything was very satisfactory. After signing the contract, 50 million yuan was successfully transferred to Mi Mi's bank account. After the house is sold, the primary task is to move. As we haven't found a residence yet, we can only stay in a hotel temporarily. Call the moving company, and after finishing everything, the 2 of them are already exhausted. Lying in bed to rest for a while, taking a shower, the 2 of them went downstairs to eat together. The hotel is a high-end hotel with abundant food. They took their favorite food and sat down together for dinner. During the meal, Mi asked a question. "Husband, where will we settle down next?" Yi Feng didn't even think about it and said 2 words directly. "Magic City." The answer was so crisp and sharp, unexpected. Mi Mi said, "Have you already thought about it?" Yi Feng explained, "The development prospects of the imperial capital are limited, and the magic capital is the future." Mi Mi didn't understand. The imperial capital is the cultural center of the dragon country, the center of international exchanges, and the center of technological innovation. With unlimited opportunities, where is there no development prospect? Yi Feng answered with reason and evidence, "We are mixed in the entertainment industry. Compared to the imperial capital, the entertainment, film and television, and media in and around the magic capital are more developed. Hengdian is located in the Jiangsu and Zhejiang regions, very close to the Magic City. The variety shows of Moda TV and Jiangsu Zhejiang TV have high ratings nationwide. For film and television stars, this is a feng shui treasure trove that adds icing on the cake. Mi said, since you already had an idea, why didn't you say it earlier? Feng explained the situation and said, the imperial capital is your home, and you have a lot of reluctance here. Since you had a stable job before, I didn't need to work hard for a living, so I didn't mention it. Originally, Feng knew the real reason why she settled in the imperial capital. In fact, with her abilities, she can buy a house in the area of the Magic City. The reason why I traveled a long way back to the imperial capital is because it has a more homely atmosphere. Mi's eyes were red and her nose was sour. She stood up and hugged Feng, saying, I'm sorry, I'm the one who caused you trouble. If the company had not encountered a crisis, Feng would not have been forced to operate. If Feng is not forced to operate, they will not need to run around. Everything was caused by her. She is the main culprit of the whole matter. Feng patted her back and comforted her, saying, it's okay. Couples were originally locked together. Since they are locked together, we won't abandon or leave. Damn me, I don't know what to say. The only thing I can do is to take good care of Feng tonight. She wants to dedicate the best to this man. She wants Feng to become the happiest man in the world. The two of them slept lazily. They didn't wake up until a phone call came in. I reached for my phone from the bedside, lit up the screen, and saw that it was already 1 p.m., which scared them a lot. How tired is it to sleep for so long? Husband, what should I do? The creditor called over. The phone call was from Ichi Pictures. Ichi Film participated in the investment and production of Dragon Country Table Tennis. Playback. Nowadays, movies are suffering huge losses, and they want to get back a portion of the money. Answer the phone first, I'll take a look at the back-end data, said Feng calmly. Mi followed her husband's instructions and answered the creditor's phone. Hello, Miss Yang, it's been a few days. Do you really have any money? If you don't have money, we'll take you to court. Mi said, Mr. Gong, please be calm and don't be impatient. I am already handling this matter and will get back to you soon. Mr. Gong from Ichi Film Industry. I don't care, I have to answer today. Mi said, I have sold the house in the imperial capital and the money will be raised soon. Don't worry. On the other hand, Feng found back-end data for Cultivating Love, Time Boils Rain, and Decent. The total purchase volume of 3 songs has exceeded 10 million. That is to say, he earned over 60 million yuan in income. With over 60 million yuan and over 50 million yuan in Mi's hands, it should be able to alleviate some of the debt and alleviate the anxiety of creditors. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Solving the debt crisis and entering the film market. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mr. Gong from Ichi Pictures still talks incessantly. Since you've sold the house, hurry up and pay back the money. This is what you promised us before, and the contract clearly states that you will prioritize returning the funds to Ichi Pictures. If you break your promise, you will know the consequences. Ichi is one of the 3 major film and television websites in China. If offended, film and television stars will have one less way out. This is a heavy blow for her who wants to become popular and make a comeback. Mi didn't know how to answer and was anxious for a moment. Feng took the phone and engaged in a head-on confrontation with Mr. Gong of Ichi Film, saying, Hello, Mr. Gong. Upon hearing the male voice, Gong, the CEO of Ichi Film, frowned and said, Who are you? Feng stated his identity, I am the mysterious husband in the legend of Miss Yang. What do you want to say to me? Do you have money to pay me back? Said Gong, the CEO of Ichi Film Company. Feng didn't rush to answer, but instead asked, have you ever heard of cultivating love, boiling rain in time, or respectful. Gong from iQIYI Film has an impression. 3 popular songs that were popular all over the internet yesterday. Yi Feng. That's right. Gong, the CEO of iQIYI Film, was puzzled and said, "Why are you asking this?" Yi Feng said, "Because I am the author and singer of these 3 songs." Mr. Gong from iQIYI Film took a cold breath and said, "Is it really fake?" Yi Feng, who released 3 popular songs, is hailed as the most promising new generation to become a superstar. They are all industry insiders who believe so. And they all want to sign this artist. Because that will be a precious treasure for a lifetime. Yi Feng said, "I'll sing a line and you'll believe it." After speaking, immediately sing the chorus of Decent. Breaking up should be dignified, and no one should say sorry. Why oh? If I dare to give, I dare to break my heart. In front of the camera, it's us from the past. Cheering, tears streaming down my throat. Lying trough. Sing and cry. The past, like fragments of memory, fills my mind and is vividly remembered. He has only experienced this singing skill when listening to Yi Feng Yuan's version of Decent. Gong, the CEO of iQIYI Film, firmly believes in it. I didn't expect Yi Feng to be Miss Yang's mysterious husband. It's so surprising. Yi Feng. Can we talk calmly now? Even if you're the singer of these 3 popular songs, what if you're the one? Said iQIYI Gong in a calm tone. Yi Feng Li spoke confidently and confidently. My total purchase volume of 3 songs exceeded 10 million, which means I earned over 60 million yuan in one day. With the potential of these 3 songs, you can earn even more. With my abilities, I may earn even more than your company iQIYI. The last sentence is to wake up the dreamer. Mr. Gong suddenly awakened. This is a huge business opportunity. If we cooperate with Yi Feng, we will have good profits in the future. Is it really fake? The total purchase volume exceeds 10 million. Yi Feng said, "With your position in the circle, it should be easy to find these data, right? No matter how much I say, it's better for you to personally investigate." Mr. Gong from iQIYI Film Industry. And then, when will the money be repaid? How will it be repaid? Yi Feng put forward his repayment plan and said, "I'll pay you tens of millions first, and then slowly pay you back the rest. If you can get back tens of millions, that's not bad." Yang Mi only owes him tens of millions. The remaining debt is not afraid of not being retrieved. Because Yi Feng can earn 60 million yuan in a day and definitely break 100 million yuan in a few days, there will be continuous profits in the future. The most crucial thing is that Yi Feng has a heavenly singing voice and an extremely high level of creative ability. He continuously creates popular songs that are popular across the internet, and his revenue will gradually increase. Mr. Gong from iQIYI Film Industry. Okay. I'm waiting for your good news. Hang up the phone. Yi Feng immediately asked Mi Mi to transfer 20 million yuan. Without hesitation, Mi Mi immediately transferred the money. Not long after, iQIYI Pictures received 20 million yuan in funding from Jiashi Media. At this moment, Mr. Gong finally breathed a sigh of relief. Ding, test the host's daily progress and popularity on the internet, reward the host with the script of X strategy. Goodbye X and the ability of a first-level director. Box office breaking 100 million, triggering the next divine level reward. The system reappears. This time, I brought the script and first-level director skills for X guide. Goodbye X. Next, we need to shift towards filming. In the parallel world, he remembers that X3 grossed nearly 2 billion yuan at the box office, while the film company was able to earn around 700 million yuan. A movie can earn 700 million yuan, which is more than 3 popular songs that are popular all over the internet. And the song Decent can be used as the theme song for movies, once again igniting the entire internet. The explosive popularity of decent will definitely increase Yi Feng's popularity. By then, everyone will know about Yi Feng. Dealing with a creditor makes Big Honey feel relaxed all over. She was both nervous and scared just now. That feeling was too desperate, so desperate that it was crushing. Fortunately, there is a reliable arm bend, otherwise I really don't know what to do. Husband, thank you. Thank you for helping me settle this debt collection. She has been being urged to pay debts these days and is feeling anxious and flustered. I almost had a mental breakdown. She thought this dilemma was almost unsolvable and no one could help her. Little did she know that the person beside her gave her the sense of security she wanted. In the future, she can rest assured to hand herself over to Yi Feng. After touching her little head, Yi Feng Chong drowned and said, "We're a couple, why are you polite?" The intense love warms the frightened soul of Big Honey. Mi no longer knows how to repay the man in front of her who dotes on her. I had to give him a warm kiss on his handsome face. Boo! Yi Feng felt his body numb and suddenly burst out with strong hormones. Honey. Mi raised her small head, her gaze soft as water, and said, "What's wrong?" Yi Feng stared at her affectionately and said, "I want to gallop my horse and cross the seas." Looking at each other, Mi had already understood what Yi Feng meant. The next moment, her pure white face suddenly turned red. Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10 Moving Magic City. Take back everything you lose. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I don't know if it was due to the news leaked by Mr. Gong from Aichi Pictures, but more than an hour later, Mimi's phone rang again. I'm also here to collect debts. The other party wants to get back some of the principal. Yi Feng stepped forward and easily smoothed it out using the method just now. Afterwards, creditors called one after another. Yi Feng smoothed it out one by one. Finally, Mr. Zhao from Shangdi Film, the largest creditor, called. "Hello, is that Yang Mi?" "Yi Feng. Are you Mr. Zhao from Shangdi Film?" A male voice. It seems that what Mr. Gong said is right, Yang Mi has found a backing. "Mr. Zhao. It's me." Yi Feng said, "I believe you should know who I am now. I don't want to say anything more. I'll pay you 30 million first, and then I'll pay the rest slowly." It's too insincere. At least he is also the biggest creditor, at least he needs to pay back 100 million, right? Mr. Zhao said, "You all love to pay back 120 million yuan. As the largest creditor, it's not unreasonable for me to demand 100 million yuan back, right?" Yi Feng said, "Mr. Zhao, I believe you are a smart person. With my abilities, I can definitely repay you more than 300 million. You don't have any financial difficulties at the moment, and the longer we owe you, the greater your profits will be. If interest is included, you can indeed earn more." Mr. Zhao hesitated a bit, wondering if he should trust Yi Feng. "Besides singing, can you do anything else?" Yi Feng. "Of course." Mr. Zhao. "What exactly is it?" Yi Feng. "In a few months, I will give you a small surprise." A few months later. What exactly does Yang Mi's mysterious husband want? Mr. Zhao couldn't figure it out and could only deal with it in the most conservative way. "I don't want to make things difficult for you either. You repay me 10 million every month, and in 6 months, I'll pay it all back. Half a year is enough time." Yi Feng readily agreed, "Okay." Thus, the debt crisis was easily resolved. Next, just repay the money on time. Mimi was puzzled and said, "We still have over 70 million yuan left, so we can definitely give back 50 million yuan to Mr. Zhao. Why only give back 30 million yuan? Yi Feng looked ahead with ambition and said, "Because I have more important things to do." Mi Mi frowned and said, "What are you planning to do with this money?" Yi Feng. Enter the film and television industry. Suck up. Mi Mi took a cold breath. Yi Feng had previously said that he could write scripts and shoot movies and TV dramas. Unexpectedly, just the past day, Yi Feng was preparing to venture into the film and television industry. She can never guess the man's thoughts. The only thing she can do is to be obedient and serve Yi Feng obediently. "Husband, this shout is a bit coquettish." Yi Feng turned his head and glanced at him. "What's wrong?" "I love you." After speaking, Mi Mi hugged Yi Feng's cheek and kissed him. Time has arrived at night. After sleeping for a day, both of them were mentally and physically exhausted. Gollum, both of them were very hungry and couldn't sleep. "Get up, let's have dinner together." Yi Feng stroked the smooth fragrant shoulder of Mi Mi and suggested. Mi Mi was like a gentle little fox, clinging to his arms and softly humming, Yi Feng got out of bed and prepared to enter the bathroom. Mi Mi also woke up with her. But as soon as she moved, she put on a mask of pain. "Ah! No way! It hurts so much." Yi Feng's heart lifted and he came to his side, caring and asking, "What's wrong?" Mi Mi supported the willow waist with a painful expression on her face, saying, "My waist is about to break." Yi Feng was startled and said, "Why is this happening?" Mi Mi gave him a glare and said, "It's not your fault." Yi Feng was very innocent and said, "Why is it blaming me?" Mi Mi twisted his waist muscles and said, "I dare not admit it, right?" Yi Feng looked bewildered and said, "I really don't know." "You." Mi Mi was so angry that she wanted to take a phone from the side and smash Yi Feng. Yi Feng quickly hugged her and grinned, all right, you're joking." Mi Mi fiercely bit his shoulder, venting her delicate anger in her heart. Yi Feng remained silent and patiently calmed Mi Mi's emotions. Due to Mi Mi's inability to get out of bed, dinner was arranged in a luxurious suite. After taking a shower, Yi Feng called the hotel lobby and asked them to deliver the meal to their suite. Soon, the sumptuous dinner will be delivered. After dinner, the two of them started their world again. After resting in the imperial capital for a few days, the two of them moved to the magic capital. Everything is ready. The two of them moved into a luxurious floor. Standing in front of the French window, you can see the night scene in the distance. That is the busiest place in the entire demon capital. A resting place for countless wealthy people. Now they can only overlook. Mi Mi felt helpless and extremely eager. The night scenery of the Magic City CBD is brilliant and bustling, like a paradise on earth. The people living there must be very happy, right? Yi Feng tightly hugged her from behind and whispered in her ear, "Honey, one day I will let you live in that place." Mi Mi believes that Yi Feng has this strength. Everything is fleeting. When they rise again, they will have everything they desire and lose. After a few days of reorganization, Yi Feng printed out the script for X Guide. Goodbye X and began preparing for filming. The basic production process of a movie includes selecting a script, preparing funds, selecting directors and actors, forming a filming team, post-production film editing, selecting a distributor, and promoting the movie. If it is a Hollywood adventure movie, the production process is even more complex. X Guide. Goodbye X is an urban drama. There is not much emphasis on shooting techniques. Just capture the emotions and social phenomena of the characters. As long as it resonates, it can sell well. The script and funding are available, so skip to the third step. Selecting a director and actor. The director is responsible for it, while actors need to be recruited. Generally speaking, actors can be recruited from film and drama schools. Students from film and drama schools have a certain foundation. When shooting, don't waste too much time teaching. Of course, if you want to achieve faster results, you can directly recruit at places such as Hengdian and Film City. Because the actors in these places have rich shooting experience, they can quickly enter the scene as soon as they start up. In addition, experts are in the folk. If you have unique vision, you can go to the streets, markets, parks, and other places to look for future stars. This method is the most time-consuming. For Yi Feng, who must race against time, it is not advisable. Yi Feng plans to go directly to Hengdian to search for actors and speed up the filming process. There are already candidates on the cast list. Finding some small characters at Hengdian is not a difficult step. Honey. Are you confident in taking Han Gung, Zheng Kai, Yuan, Xingmengxue, and Luomi? Kneeling for flowers, kneeling for evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.